It's called Phoenix. It was a 5-volume series written by David Alexander. First stab at it was the first one. It's called Dark Messiah. The book is set in 1989 after the Soviets have just nuked America. Our hero, he's called Magnus Trench. He's a Vietnam vet, knows how to manhandle weapons and flashlights. He's in San Francisco at the time of the bombing, and he survives just simply ducking into a cave because, you can escape things like nuclear bombs while inside a cave.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. 3 days later, he comes out and sees the carnage and then calls himself Phoenix. Knowing he has a wife and kids back home, Phoenix just ignores it and decides to go explore what's left of San Francisco. So in just 3 days' time, a goon has taken over all the major cities and is running a cult called Scorf. What they do is they just run around and they spray all the survivors with this chemical plague that makes them mutant monsters that they call contams. Scorf also teams up with a street gang called the Pagans, and the two decide that anyone left on Earth shall be raped. Phoenix quickly learns that there are survivors that not only survived the bomb, but they're also immune to the chemical plague. So they're called the Immunes. Scorf sets up death camps where they take the Immunes and throw them into pits where drugged-out, horny contams can rape them with huge radioactive dongs. Forget nuclear winter and radiation, the biggest threat in the post-apocalypse is being sodomized by a giant mutant. Phoenix eventually liberates a girl named September Song from a biker gang wearing chaps and codpieces. And Phoenix just runs around doing a somersault and doing moves like the drunk monkey, Black Fist Tiger, and something called the Scorpion Sting Back Fist. Mostly what he's doing is just boning every woman in the novel. The gun porn is through the roof, and many of the firearms that are described aren't actual firearms. Like, David Alexander has no idea what these firearms are.
So it's like the opposite of gun porn. It's a guy who just makes up stuff.
Yeah, he'll say something like, he's got a 45 ACP shooting out 9mm slugs. Yeah, I was like... And his AR-15s are described as 227s.
He's writing this in his mom's basement.
It's like horrible.
He didn't even get his copy of Soldier of Fortune to cross-reference it.
But you get through all this nonsense of Phoenix just running around, turning brains into brain salad. I tried to read the second novel just because this series gets a good following, and I don't know why people read it. I have no idea. It's a literary abomination.
People like it, though, man. Every time I look online, people are into it.
They do. I bought the whole series, and I sold it all off. I have thousands of paperbacks, and I couldn't even stomach having these books on my shelves. And I will say also that the cover art, Phoenix is just a ripoff of Cable, the Marvel hero Cable.
Right.
He's got gray hair. He's got the bullet belt. He's got the blink in his eye. It's Rob Layfield's Cable. They just stole it. It sucks.